Head coach Bill Littleton of the McCallum Memorial Mustangs is joining us. Coach, good morning, sir. See if we can get him up on the board here. Coach, hang on. We're trying the magic of technology. Seeing if we can get Coach Bill Littleton up on the. Yeah, the scramble is on. This is what I love about live radio, as we've got guys scrambling to get Coach Littleton on.
Hello.
Hey, Coach, how are you, sir?
Good, Tony. How are you doing?
Doing very well. Glad you could join us this morning. Did you get any rest last night, or were you in Friday night mode, or does your body have that different body clock where, hey, we got a game on Saturday, and that's where you gear up?
No, we actually were scouting last night. We didn't get home till about, 11:30ish, somewhere in there. We were scouting San Benito and Wesco East last night. Part of my staff was at different locations.
Were you surprised by that San Benito Wesco East game?
I was a little surprised about the score. I knew it was going to be a good football game, but I was a little surprised about how the score gets so one-sided there for a while. San Benito's a good football team. Wesco East a good football team. But San Benito had the upper hand last night. They played better last night. And
it's the team that makes the least amount of mistakes that wins the game. Usually
so, and unfortunately, Wesco East had a few mistakes last night.
Coach, you're getting ready today to take on the Edinburgh Economides in the afternoon game, 2:00, huh?
Yes, sir. It's going to be brutal, I believe. How hot is it going to be?
When we put that game together, were we looking at the temperature of the Saturday afternoon contest?
Well, really, actually, the home team has they have the say-so on what time you play, especially if you're a multi-school district. And Coach Littleton didn't have anything to do with that 2:00 afternoon ball game, I promise you. I wouldn't have voted for 2:00.
How is the team looking? Obviously, last week you took on Sherryland. Seemed to have a little difficulty in the first half, and then the second half you just blew the game wide open.
Well, our kids, I ordered last week against Sherryland. The second quarter, we I won't say that we played bad, but Sherryland did a good job also and took advantage of the things that we did. And at halftime, we made a few adjustments, and we came out with kids adjusted well to the adjustment that we made, and fortunate enough those adjustments were good enough for us to make some big plays and get some points on the board and take advantage of what we were doing.
How does it feel? I'm sure you're going to downplay it because that's the type of man you are. But you have one of the premier teams in the Rio Grande Valley that everybody gears up for. You're almost their Super Bowl. How does that impact your team?
Well, you can't have a lot of highs and lows throughout the season. Your kids got to kind of maintain. You got to be ready to prepare every week, and you got to bring your A game every week, because if you don't bring your A game and you got a bullseyes on you, it's kind of like deer hunting. That deer walks out in front of that deer blind and he's probably going to get shot. So if we're not ready to play, they're going to take advantage of us and take us down. So, and we know that, and our kids know that. So we're kind of even every week, and we just try to, we don't try to get a lot of hype or a lot of low. We just kind of have to maintain.
A award of freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors on your team. How do you get the underclassmen to realize, hey, there's no need to panic, there's no need to be so excited, we're just here to have fun and play some football?
Well, I think your kids have got so much experience to help you do that. That's the reason they call it a team. It's not just players, it's not just coaches. Everybody has to be on the same page and understand what's at stake and have that commitment and that loyalty that you have to have. And you got to understand going into the season what you want to get out of the season and the big picture of where you want to be. And you got to take them one game at a time, and everybody's got to buy in and do their job.
So has everybody bought into the Mustang philosophy yet?
Well, most of our kids have bought into the Mustang philosophy and do what we want to do. But you always got a few no-sayers, and you got to either get those kids whipped in line or get them out of the program.
Head coach Bill Littleton of the McCallum Memorial Mustangs joining us here in the Huddle. He's getting ready for a game at 2:00 this afternoon against the Edinburgh Economides Jaguars. Coach, let's talk about your running back, Trevor Spates. Obviously, he's an incredibly talented young man. How easy is it to have him on your squad?
Well, I'm glad he put Columbia Blue, Navy, and Gold on. I'm glad we don't have to prepare for him. He's an exceptional young man. Not only is he an exceptional football player, but he's a young man also. And got a lot going for him, and we're looking for big things out of him, and he's obviously a big part of our football team. But we got other weapons besides him, and it's like I keep saying, he's part of the team.
He is part of the team. Your quarterback, Sanchez, how tall is he? 6'4", 6'5"?
No, sir, he's about 6'6.5", 6'7".
And he's a senior as well.
Yes, sir, he is.
Transition from a receiver to quarterback?
Well, he started his sophomore year at quarterback for us and played the whole season there. And then last year we played him some at wide receiver and some at tight end and some at quarterback because what we had last year, he was able to play different positions, and it made us better as a team.
And this year you've decided, hey, you know what, he's going to wear the quarterback hat, and that'll be it.
Yeah, we did. The other quarterback we had transferred out, so Jonathan became the man.
So let me ask you, it seemed as if McCallum Memorial has got a little bit of a running back factory there. I mean, you had Bradley Stevens, you've got Trevor Spates. What do you have lined up? And you get them all as freshmen. That's the most impressive thing. What do you have coming down the pipe?
Well, we got another Spates coming down the pipe. He'll be a freshman next year, so we're excited about that. I think what you hang your hat on. People understand that we like to run the football, and if you're a running back, obviously you want to go to school at McCallum Memorial High School because we're going to put the ball in your hands, and we're going to play you young. If you're capable of playing at a young age, we're going to play you.
And you've never been one to shy from that. You've always stepped up to the challenge and said, it doesn't matter if you're a freshman, it doesn't matter if you're a senior. If you've got that talent and you can get the job done, we're going to put you in.
Yeah, sure, pretty much. You got to make sure that mentally and physically they're able to do it. Some kids are athletic ability, they have it, but mentally they're not ready to play. We haven't played a lot, but we've played 3 or 4 of them over the years at a young age. But those kids they were mentally and physically they were ready to do it. I wouldn't just throw any freshman in there, but the one that's able to play, we're definitely going to do it.
Hey, Coach, it's Jake Berry. Hey, I had a question.
Okay.
Which team do you think is better? This team or the one you had with Mitchell Bunger, Bradley Stevens? Which is the more complete team?
Oh, I think right now this team has capability of being better than that team. Is that yet to be proven? It's hard to say. If you looked at after game 1 that year, I'd say we're probably ahead of where that team was at that time. But you can't really make that. I can't really predict that till it's over with. When the season's over with, I can tell you which one was the best.
Which team makes it the farthest?
Well, that's kind of what it all amounts to. That's what everybody looks at.
And next week, you guys are going into a juggernaut of a game. I mean, we're talking about games to watch every week. You have the game again. You had Sherryland the first week, and then next week, you'll have San Benito.
Well, it should be a game a week again, but it won't be a game a week. We don't take care of business today, and right now our focus is on 2 o'clock.
It's game by game, one by one.
Yes, sir. We won't talk anything about San Benito till about 5:30 today.
All right, Coach. Well, listen, we want to wish you the best of luck at the Jaguars today, and we look forward to the continued success and having you back on down the road.
All right. Appreciate y'all having it. Always nice to talk to y'all.
Thanks.